Hello, dear friends. It's day 10 of NanoWrimo. And today I'd like to talk about what if, while you're writing and creating your story, creating your novel, some new ideas come up. We talked about characters who get to life and build their own story yesterday. Same can happen with the story itself. You like write and write and write, and all of a sudden you have a brilliant idea, a brilliant switch of the story. And after two more pages, you realize, oh my God, no, um, this doesn't fit properly. Again, I hop back to the topic of structure. Of course, we have our structure. And maybe you watch some other NanoWrimos, and many of them have like a large table, a desk where they put on post-its and create the structure in real, not only on a piece of paper or in a Word document, to visualize it better. All these things are perfect. Pick whatever you want. You can write it down on a piece of paper, on a large piece of paper. You can use your desk. You can use your kitchen table, work with post-its, do whatever suits you best. Nevertheless, it can happen that the story itself starts running at one point, and then you are leaving your structure. That's possible. The art in this process is not to push yourself too hard to the original structure, but on the other side, to realize which storyline does not fit in here. For example, give you one example, the crime novel I'm working on, there is a person, he's quite chaotic. His name is Frank, he's chaotic. Wherever he shows up, chaos happens. So while typing all his stories about how he gets involved in a mafia crime story and doesn't realize it, and then has to travel through Europe to sort his stuff. He's traveling from Italy to France and back to Italy and back to France. And it's getting very exciting. And all of a sudden, that idea came up when I was driving. I saw one of those large Amazon delivery stations, like for part of France, everything gets collected there and gets delivered from there. And I thought, wouldn't that be such a funny twist in the story when Frank thinks that he has caught the bad guys and sets a building on fire where he thinks the bad stuff happens and doesn't realize that he has set an Amazon delivery building on fire. Just thought that would be so typical Frank, right? Not knowing what he's doing. And so I started writing this part, and all of a sudden I realized that this special new part of the story, which was written well, it destroyed the whole structure of traveling and timeline. And first of all, I was so happy with that part. I wanted to squeeze it in somehow. But after a few weeks, I realized, forget it. It doesn't fit in. And Frank has enough disaster. He's created enough disaster. It's not necessary that he sets that on fire. So I deleted that part, but not deleted it like away, but put it into another Word document and saved it there. Meaning, as I liked the idea that something like that would happen, and the person who does it doesn't get what happened. And I liked the well-written style. So I want to keep it. Maybe there is another story where I can use it. Or maybe this is Frank's Adventures Part 7. So this is one example for what can happen. And as I said, the art in that process is to realize, do I want to keep that part, or do I just collect it as a new idea for another story, for another book, for another part of this story, if you want to write like crime novels, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So this is where we have to be aware of, does it affect our story in a good way or in a not so good way? And that's my tip for today. If you are in that creative flow, if you like writing and all the ideas are coming up, and then some weird ideas are coming up, then sit down for a minute, like breathe in, breathe out, and then decide, do I really want to use this part here or on another point of my storyline, or do I just want to delete it from that story and save it for another story? And some ideas we have to delete complete. You will get a feeling for that. Or you can keep it in a document called deleted. So in 20 years you look back in anger. So with this, I want to send you back to your writing. Be happy, keep on writing, and see you tomorrow.